Good morning. It's Donna here at Boldness Blooming, and I thought I would share with you my thoughts and reflections of the morning. I was thinking again around the topic of boundaries, which has been a kind of a constant one for me recently. Sorry, I'll turn my heater off. It's probably making noise. So, yeah, I realized I'm just going to talk it out as I kind of go along here. How expectations, our needs, our values, our priorities are all tied into this topic of boundaries. And I've realized it also from both sides of the boundaries, like from you know creating a healthy boundary for myself, and also having received someone else's values and boundaries. So, well, let's take an easy example. Let's say you have a friend and they're always late, and it drives you crazy, and you're getting so angry because this friend is always late. Well, here is a pretty simple, violation of a boundary. And if that friend does not know that, being on time is important for you, then they might just be, doing what they normally do, which is to show up 5 or 10 minutes late. And maybe their other friends don't care, haven't said anything about it. And so, but if you really value promptness and being on time, and then that could be a clash of kind of values there. And sometimes I think how that ties into expectations is that we expect other people sometimes to have the same values and priorities as we do. And I know for myself that I've been a little bit surprised even though it's kind of funny, but I've been a little bit surprised when I realize, oh my gosh, they don't have the exact same values as I do. Well, of course not, but it's kind of been an eye-opening experience. And even sometimes values might seem very similar on the surface. Like I have, people in my life that we seem to have a lot of things in common. We value humility, honesty, compassion, maybe patience, things like this. But then there might be other things or more specific details about these boundaries, about these values that start to come up as you get to know someone better. And I guess that's another point, is that, in the beginning, things can seem all nice and everybody's so friendly and wonderful. And then as time goes on, these things start to arise and you start to realize. And I guess at the core, it's really understanding each other. It's really seeing that other person for who they are, and seeing, oh, they value this and I value something different, or, oh, they need this and I'm needing something else. And so, a couple of examples in my life recently, one regarding work, where I felt like I was being asked to work extra hours, and I thought I had made it clear that I wasn't available for those extra hours. And so I was realizing, oh my gosh, I'm feeling annoyed. And it really helps just to validate that feeling, just to go, oh, I'm feeling annoyed. And then I can take away, the blame. The other person didn't do anything wrong. All that stuff that, creates so much going on up here, right? We just go, oh, they weren't aware, or maybe I wasn't really clear enough in expressing my boundary. Or, and then the other thing is, if someone does continue to violate a boundary, then, it's up to you to decide, well, do I want to continue having that relationship with that person? Or does something else, maybe we need to have another discussion about it, or, maybe just let that go. So, yeah, so what else was I going to say? And then on the other side, too, I realized um, a friend expressed a boundary to me. And I realized, too, that it was really about him just telling me what was important to him. And I didn't know that before. And so coming from the other side of it, realizing that I wasn't trying to be mean or nasty or, some evil friend. I really just didn't understand him and what he was needing and what his priorities were, what his values were. And so now, by him setting this boundary, I've been able to understand him more. And I hope that when I set boundaries as well, that people can understand me better and understand what is important for me. So boundaries, I don't think you can have a relationship without them, because then you're just being completely inauthentic with each other, right? You're just either kind of just going along with things and status quo, or just being pissed off at each other all the time. So yeah, boundaries, 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 boundaries. Such an eye-opener. I hope some of my insights have been insightful for you. And have yourself a wonderful day.